Hey folks, Positive Paul. It's Friday, September 11th, 2020. I'm kind of in a funny mood today, only because I'm actually feeling a little better. Whatever's been going on for the past 3 weeks concerning me has somewhat subsided, although the air show, they're still out there buzzing around. Well, I hope everybody's well. And I've been meaning to do a flashback Friday. Flashback Friday, meaning where are these long lost targeted individuals? Who remembers 2016? Well, in that note, who remembers any year, right? So, when you've been at this as long as I have, you definitely create more questions than answers. So, my one question is what happened to Jonathan Triumphant? Remember how hopeful everybody was in 2016, the big TI community? Everybody was getting together, we were figuring things out, and all of a sudden, it just seemed like people started dropping like flies. And this individual was one of them. I mean, literally, he just dropped off the map. And he had, I don't know how many subscribers he had. His channel still must be up. I don't see why they take it down. But, that this is the question. Who's going to be the last man standing here, folks? I I'm still shocked that most people don't understand that what happened on September 11th wasn't just some crazy terrorist attack. Now, putting all the conspiracy theories aside, we're giving honor today to innocent people that died, and some of you out there were affected by that. You knew some of these people. I didn't personally know anybody. I know people that knew people that were in the towers, but I think today is way beyond a moment of memorializing, but reflecting on what's happened since then, leading up till today. Because if anybody knows, prior to 2001, the whole TI thing, the gang stalking thing, was unheard of. But believe it or not, folks, it was going on. And the focus is on the remaining satanic ritual abuse survivors post World War II, meaning anybody that was involved in MK Ultra from the 50s on up. Unfortunately, most people that were involved in the 50s are probably all gone. And we know by now, thanks to me, look, these past 4 years, I've came up empty-handed. Yes, there's some people that claim they're satanic ritual abuse survivors, and they have scant evidence, these vague TI testimonies. But again, where did these TIs end up at? What happened to Jonathan Triumphant? I knew he was up in Canada. So, that's one question. But who's perplexed me over the years is this guy, Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. Now, back, when the world was a stage, 2016, and yes, everybody points to Zeph. Zeph, yes, you're still our hero. But remember those days, everybody was trying to understand what was going on, and there's a direct correlation to the people that popped up just prior to that, 14, 15, then specifically 16, when I come into the picture, that it seems like the TI gang stalking myth, it grew to epic proportions. But what's happened? Have we gotten anywhere? Have we moved the marker even 1 inch forward to our favor? Meaning, if you've felt that you've been a part of this so-called TI program, you're a victim of the military-industrial satanic complex, and you were around back then, have you learned anything? Did you grow? And are you still here to live to tell about it? Well, Kyle, he's interesting because he specifically his whole thing is he's being hit with direct energy. All right, not the EMF broadcast, man. And we'll get to that, but he specifically attributed his targeting to the people that were living by him. And, yes, they may have been sent in there, but if you look at Kyle and who he was hanging around back then, let's name him off. Who remembers the techno crime fighter forum with Ramallah and Dr. Catherine Horton? I mean, I love this guy, Paul Marco. May he be resting in peace. But who remembers those days, huh? Who remembers when the infamous R&M supercomputer myth was being incubated through Brian 2 and these others like Kyle, who would latch on to all that? I don't know if who I'd like to know who thinks about what they think about this is Dr. Soul is Dead. If you're tuning in there, Doc, you let me know what you think about that whole situation. So anyway, what the thing about Kyle is I always talk about these vague testimonies. Now, Kyle certainly incorporated the Word of God in his testimony, and the God bless him for that. What do I always harp on? But what he still, I don't know, thinking that your neighbors, all right, are hiding in their apartments with sensitive, expensive equipment that can emit electromagnetic energy in the form of microwaves, RF frequencies, whatnot, ELF waves. Okay, this stuff does not just get handed down to anybody. That's what I need to get drilled into your head, people, and I've been saying this for years. In order to detect this stuff, to actually use it as a weapon against somebody, it takes technical knowledge, understanding of what you're using, and sensitive equipment. It just doesn't get handed over to anybody. I'll put it to you this way. Only a committed Satanist, a committed gang stalker, part of the syndicate, will be in receipt of such equipment, weaponry, as it relates to the targeting of innocent civilians in the United States, and moreover globally. So with that being said, this guy Kyle, what he's known for is, if you've ever watched his videos, he literally had a room in this house that he was renting with these other people, and he calls it an enclosure. All right, his enclosure. I was like, what is this? A fucking exhibit? A polar bear enclosure at the Bronx Zoo? But literally, he had his whole room wrapped in tinfoil and corrugated metal panels. And I could go over these photos. It's when I looked at this in 2016, I'm like, wow, you went through a lot of trouble to what? He was still having the same problem after setting all this stuff up, trying to recreate some Faraday cage, all right? And obviously it wasn't working, folks. But if you look at how he progressed and who he was hanging around with, the one thing that this brings my memories back, because he popped up on my feed the other day for some reason. I hadn't really been checking in with him, but I remember back in the end of 2015, he did a video showing where he lived, where his house burnt down, and he does this video, and essentially, if you've watched his videos, hey man, it's Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. Yeah, hey, my house burned down. And I'm watching this, and he goes around, and literally it's as if a tornado had hit this house. It was completely demoed, everything strewn, debris everywhere in this house. But he's like describing this in the beginning of the video, and it's just like as if he's ordering a Big Mac at a drive-in at Mickey D's. It's like, yeah, my house just burnt down. Check it out. He goes to his room where you see a pile of this corrugated 4x8 metal paneling, all this aluminum foil, and I'm like, come on, man. I just, look, is it just me? I make these observations. I'm thinking, what is this guy, own stock in Reynolds Wrap? How does this work, folks? Now, the point to all this, and why I'm in a funny mood, is you got to be careful what you buy into. Now, I really, look, Kyle's still around. He's making videos as of the other day. But it looks like he's turned in his polar bear enclosure for normal living conditions. And here's the thing, folks. If you're a TI, you're one step away from being homeless. You're 2 steps away from being without a job, without money. You're 3 steps away from probably being put out of your misery. So I just, look, you know, again, with these kind of people that just like, you know, my house just burnt down. Here was my polar bear enclosure. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just,